can we show the picture of the suspect real quick, Zach? Like,
yeah, sure.
That link earlier, because he is the ugliest motherfucker I've ever seen.
He is terrible.
Did they do this to him, or is this what he looks like? And that's not a joke.
He must be beaten up. I mean,
is that not a birthmark or something?
That's gotta. It looks like he like fell while going fast
Why is
downhill
his
on a
skull
bike.
shaped that way? He has the whole back of his head is the crown of his head.
That is a weird skull shape. Someone posted it, like,
that's all right. You found my all
phrenological analysis.
My theory is his mom's got a tight pussy, and when he passed through, she just squeezed that skull into a new.
I mean, he definitely look. He has a black eye. He definitely got like hit or fell or something, right? How do you get a bruise there on your ear and not have your ear all cut up? I don't understand this.
It looks like he's look at that one with the angry bird. That's the best one. Welcome to fuck around. Yeah, I guess they're pointing out this man was beaten severely. After was he beaten by the gays? Because that's so much funnier.
He was stopped by, I don't know what the guy's situation was. Was he trans or cross-dresser or gay or like I'm actually not sure.
This guy.
No. The patron that stopped him from murdering more people. There's somebody at the club, and I guess they're saying like this. I think they called him a drag queen, but he's not. And I actually don't know the difference between drag and cross-dresser. And I guess I do know the difference trans, but you can't tell just by looking at someone. You have to ask. Anyway, this person who was at a gay club just stands head and shoulders better than a Uvalde policeman is like the comparison I keep seeing.
Well, it's not like they were outside and they ran in,
Well, he could have ran away. He ran towards the gunshots.
Not in those heels.
Yeah, touche. Yeah.
It was fight or die every step of the way. These 6 heels. I knew it.
He was
so they captured the guy,
U.S. Army veteran who was attending a performance at the club with his wife and daughter. Okay, that's different than I'd heard before. I had heard that he was involved in the lifestyle, and this makes it sound like he's a cis dude. I don't know, but
your thumb. I'm gonna make up a salute for that guy. Yeah, that Army vet who wasn't gay apparently, who stormed in and saved the day. Is that what happened?
I don't think they said stormed in.
Says, but
that's some right wing propaganda. Those ladies in there, they fucked him up.
So there were two people, a dad and a show performer. So the show performer implies drag, I think. I feel like I'm offending someone. I'm not trying to.
You're just reading the story, trying to figure it out. You're not offending anyone.
Yeah. So this Richard Fiaro, his combat training kicked in and he pounced on the gunman. That's
combat training. I doubt that kicked in at all. The fuck is combat? What part of his combat training kicked in? What nonsense from that writer? Like he's a dog and he went and retrieved a bird.
So like, I don't know
he took the attacker's pistol and used it to beat him with it. He says, I just kept wailing on him. I'm a big dude, but this guy was bigger.
Did the attacker did kill people before he was stopped? Or
right?
He got 5 kills, but he got a lot of hit markers.
And he's dead now?
No, the attacker, you just saw him on the Twitter. The police didn't hurt him.
Oh.
He's alive in this picture. He's alive in that picture, It may be hard to tell.
I mean, he looked rotten.
This is the guy who threw the ass whooping? Or is this just some random man from the crowd?
Now, my article said that 2 guys did the ass whooping. A show performer.
All right, the
and
blurry guy
vet.
in the background. I think he's the tough guy number 2. Then
could be.
I'm gonna say it. Those men are heroes.
Saved lives. Well,
what I wanted to talk about though, like heroics aside, gay people standing up when cowardly cops in Texas won't aside. This is the ugliest piece of shit I've seen in a long time. That is an ugly man. Okay, there is nothing attractive or redeeming about him. Like good fucking God, why didn't this tadpole kill himself?
Kyle, at first I'm like, why are we focusing on this? But I'm like, wait a minute. I bet if he was a handsome man, he would have never done this.
Oh,
he'd have lived a whole better alternative life. If you put that fucking jackass in a handsome person's body, he lives a whole different life. All he needed to do was cut carbs. He might have been good looking enough to survive in society.
Is being ugly the worst minority to be a part of?
100%. Well, dwarves,
like truly ugly, like this guy. No, not dwarves. They have like an easy door into the entertainment industry, right? Almost as good as
other dwarves. Oh, but they prefer little people. You've got me going now.
No, but I prefer dwarves.
Wait, dwarf
midget is like what they don't like.
I think you're right.
Dwarf is like a correct thing.
You know,
but a dwarf is a different kind. Being picked up,
being picked up and shaken. They really hate it when you and your friend try to guess how much they weigh for money, and they're not a willing participant. I don't know, man.
The government will never tell you this, but all those midgets you see outside, they're free.
Yeah. You can just take them home. I found that what little people really, really hate is when I assume they're 6 years old, regardless of their real age. I get them little stuffed animals and everything, totally unappreciated.
I would love to have
a tough
midget
group to
friend.
be in.
Do you think if you had like a midget friend, I think that's a cool friend to have because he could help you out with a lot of stuff. It'd be fun to try to get him laid for one thing. It'd be like, you know, I feel like that's easier to get done than an ugly person as well. That's another reason why I'm saying easier to be a little person.
It's a bucket list item.
Yeah, like the gentleman who played Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones, whose name I'm spacing on right now, Dinklage. He's changed that name, man. Dinklage. Like, come on, you're already.
Am I right?
Anyway,
it's Dinklage.
Yeah, I mean he's a handsome-ish fellow. Yeah. And the little person from Seinfeld, even the guy with the beard. Who was heightening to like keep up with the kid that he like body doubled for. Handsome fella too.
But then there's like Vern Troyer, Mini-Me, which is
he had a sad life. I knew his what do you call it, management really well.
His owner.
No, his management really well. It was also Dan Bilzerian's management. So we sort of rubbed elbows a little bit, and I was gonna do a thing with Vern Troyer on my channel, but we couldn't find anything that I was like, yeah, we'll just get him a little gun, and they were like, you don't understand, he's handicapped and he's addicted to alcohol, and he's rarely like with it enough to have a conversation. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we can't find him just a little gun. That's not the problem then, because it's like I thought his little hands were the problem, but the problem was like he was a tremendous alcoholic. And it doesn't take a lot of vodka to get you fucked up when you're that little, right? And,
I wouldn't imagine so.
And also, like, he had a lot of health problems. Yeah, he didn't. He died not too long after that. Poor little guy. I was such a big fan when I was in middle school. We were all doing that accent. Actually, that movie hadn't come out yet. I guess it was like early high school, like the Austin Powers 2.
But I'd much rather be a little person than someone who's on the extreme level of ugly like that guy. Have we shown his picture? Yeah, we did, because we saw
being ugly. I think you're right. I think the worst group to be in is
the ugly.
However, I think it's an almost by choice group, because I keep saying the cure all to this shit, chicken and broccoli, right? Mm-hmm. If you give these guys some chicken, rice, and broccoli, they will get way better looking than they currently are. That guy is wildly obese. The bottom half of his face is just visceral fat wrapped around more fat, and but thin him out, and he's reasonable.
I bet.
I disagree. I think that he's a really ugly person. His skull is shaped funny. And look, I don't know what it is, but there's something about when someone is like so far like shifted down the genetic rabbit hole that like you see multiple things are like holding him back here, right? Because it's not just that his head is shaped weird. It's that he's losing his hair at a very young age out of nowhere, and his nose is too small, and his mouth is shaped funny, and he has a weird mustache and weird facial hair.
You guarantee that he's dumb.
He has no chin, and he has these weird like cheekbones, and his head's misshapen. And I'm only looking at the top half of this murderer, right? Yeah. Like everything that we could take in
and
about
he's
him
a murderer.
Is fucked up. So I bet he'll do well in prison. What a piece of shit. Why do we know why he did what he did? Was it?
I haven't heard anything. I have no idea.
No, we just make assumptions based on the fact that it was a gay nightclub.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he probably didn't like gays if he's going shooting up gay.
That's so weird to me because I just don't like it. I never cared, but nowadays just I don't understand why anyone hates gays. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like I understand like feeling a certain way about like a policy that, but I don't understand hating people for sucking dick.
Yeah. If anything, it's more women for us.
We saw his dad beforehand. His dad's obviously fucked up and possibly a meth head. Did you know about his grandfather?
I don't know anything.
No. But that guy, he was not possibly a meth head. We watched. That guy was on meth like as he was talking.
I have a thing you don't know. Okay. His grandfather is a MAGA conservative July 6th patriot currently serving in the United States House of Representatives for representing California. He is like, AOC or Kevin McCarthy. Like he's in the federal. He got voted out. He only has a few months left. But he's like a full MAGA Trump backing January 6th jackass patriot type dude.
Who's this?
His grandfather, the murderer's grandfather. This
murderer's grandfather is a politician.
A successful politician currently serving in the federal level. Yeah.
The only reason that I find that
House of Representative.
It seems hard to believe because his son, by what you're telling me, is an addled drug addict who lives in a very low end apartment complex there. I noticed. It's
common for politicians.
I'm right though. Like
no, I believe you. I'm not going to try to dispute you. It's just like, okay, so the successful politician at a federal level, his son is and grandson are both like,
and the grandson is a murderer.
Huh? That's odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a very successful family after the grandpa.
You wouldn't think. I don't know, that man I saw doesn't look like he swims in high-end political circles.
No, it doesn't look like he has access to any political circles.
Or any water, really, that you could swim in safely.
Or toothpaste, deodorant, soap.
Need some moisturizer.
Yeah, that's a very good point about the ugly thing. Because people who are sincerely ugly, like when you're so ugly that not being fat anymore doesn't fix it, that's the group I think we're talking about is like the tragically ugly.
Here's a picture of a guy. Now he happens to be holding money, but Zach, can you show him? If you make this guy 200 pounds overweight, he's super ugly. But in this picture, I mean, look, he's not gifted with good looks, but he's fine. Purely because he's got his body fat under control.
Where the hell did you get this photo?
Google image
tell me what you searched.
Did you search?
Tell me what you searched.
Average man.
Thin ugly dude is what I searched for.
Sir, we are so sorry that when you search thin ugly dude, your picture comes up because you're not an ugly man. You're thin. You're well dressed. You at one point at least had $6. And while your choice in frames is suspect, you're not an ugly man.
Yeah, the Dahmer frames come on.
He is ugly. He's just thin, so he's got it together. And he has $6, which
I think he's an above average looking man.
Really?
If we're using the definition of average correctly, right? Like,
yeah, I think this.
You take 10 men off the street, he's number 5.
So here's where the lens I'm trying to view it through, like the different versions of him at different body fat levels. This is peak him. Right, he has achieved the best version of him.
I'm not going to judge other versions of him in the multiverse. This man right here, he's a 6 out of 10, I'd say.
I think he is a fine looking dude.
Coincidentally, look what's in his hand.
He's got money.
Is it only 6? I can't tell if there's more.
It's $6 and like some parking validation or something.
I don't know what that other thing is. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't like
that's his receipt from the $6 withdrawal.
It's $6 in like a Canadian buck or something. I'm not sure.
That's not currency in the back. It's a bit of a receipt. It's folded back.
Dude, imagine getting paid like $85 for a stock photo of you just to be the result for ugly man, like
thin ugly dude,
thin ugly man, right. And then a bunch of online making fun of you for it.
But yeah. So that guy has managed to be above average. I think purely because he's got his body fat under check. He doesn't have his muscles dialed in. He's just not fat, and that alone put him above average. I don't think is like structurally, genetically, like he can do a lot better than where he is, but he's doing fine only because he's eating right.
But he does eat right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There are a lot of skinny, ugly men in here when you Google it. You picked a good looking guy. Oh,
I tried to. Some of them were like irredeemable. Good gosh.
Yeah, mass shooters almost always very ugly people, inside and out, as it turns out.
Are mass shooters? I can't name many.
Like every time they put the photo of like some school up, it's always some like ugly loser, or maybe that's the perception I see when I see him. I'm pretty sure everybody sees that. Right?
I think you're weighing personality into your evaluation.
Like you're not seeing like some Chad, like some like football quarterback. You're seeing some like usually like a squirrely, antisocial person who has a lot of reality show. Hatred.
A reality show with like 10 of these mass shooters that we've imprisoned, and they're competing for their freedom. Right? It's called Shoot Your Shot.
And it's got who's the host?
And at the
Aziz Ansari.
Is John Walsh still alive? The guy from his son went missing. Adam Walsh went missing in the early 90s. They came up with he had the TV show America's Most Wanted. Because the surprise is gonna be a twist at the end of the show.
What about John Benet Ramsey's parents?
Oh, them good people. So at the end, at the end when we the guy wins and they're like, "Oh, you ready for your freedom?" It's like, "Yeah, I can't wait." Well, fuck you, we lied, and we kill him. That's the whole show, and we do that every year. And they don't know it any different because they're prisoners. They don't get the show. It's on HBO.
The elimination round is there on the other side of the equation, and someone comes in with a gun, and sorry, you were eliminated by the.
Oh, you hit the mash box. Now Dave's gonna come in and mash you.
The Sandy Hook kid didn't finish his bowl of roaches, so so we're gonna execute him.
All right, I'm
that's
getting
a
down
good
with this.
show idea.
We should make Alex Jones be the host and not pay him a dime. That's his punishment.
That's his punishment, is he has to like Bob Barker it up with these horrid people.
Then we'll be square.
Yeah, then we'll be square.
All the footage of him. Yeah.